there's a specific post that is complaining about DoorDashing. I read it and I was like, wow, I read this a lot. You know, I read similar posts about how people complain about how their DoorDash arrivals are late, or the food is cold, or the food is incorrect, like the order is blatantly wrong, or whatever the case. And I don't hold this against them on a personal level, because I know what it's like to be in their position, because I was once someone who is ignorant, in the most literal defining word of what that means, to how DoorDash operates and how DoorDash is. So I didn't realize all the behind the scenes stuff and all this other factors that play into the whole operation. So that said, let's go over this piece by piece here. Okay, so the main complaint from this person was that the orders are late. Well, as someone who has DoorDashed and knows how this whole process works, a rather experienced DoorDasher at that, I can say undoubtedly 99% of the time it's because of the factors that are out of sight, out of mind, because you're not actually on the road. You're not actually picking these up. You're not actually going out there, so you're not taking this into consideration. And I can understand that, because it's kind of like when you're waiting on your UPS delivery to show up. When it says it's out for delivery, you're just attached to the window, looking outside, waiting for that order to show up. It's that instant gratification, come now type of thing going on. And I can understand that. I sometimes do that myself. I'm like, why isn't it already here? You know? So I can understand that. But here are your factors. Bad drivers. Oh yeah, that'll slow you down a lot, dealing with those bad drivers that make you miss a light, that slow you down, that, you know, fuck you all up, or one way or the other. Two, you're not taking into consideration stoplights. You're not taking into consideration traffic. You're not taking consideration into how long it takes to be at the drive-thru. For instance, I was at a Taco Bell on Front Street through the drive-thru, since they won't let you in, for 45 minutes. Yeah, and guess what? It only took me like 8 minutes to actually get to the person. But 45 minutes was simply waiting at the fucking drive-thru. So, you know, you're not taking that into consideration. Likewise, even if we do go into the store, they're still busy. They're still dealing with other customers. They're still taking orders. So you still end up having to wait a good while, usually. Sometimes I can walk in and walk right back out, but 9 times out of 10, I'm having to wait, because they got the other customers to deal with, other orders to cook, other priorities to contend with first. That is another thing that these people that complain about their late orders do not take into consideration, because out of sight, out of mind. You're not physically the one doing these things, so how can you really put yourself into their shoes, I guess? You know, I understand the ignorance to this. So those are the main factors that will make your DoorDash late. Then here's one that most people don't realize, because they don't, DoorDash. They're not an active DoorDash driver. And it is the GPS fucks with you. That's right. I even have one of my recent drive view videos at nighttime here, where I got sent, because it had the address there. I hit directions, it put up the in-app GPS, and it sent me out to some middle of nowhere, like just being developed road, where at one point I swear I was driving in or on a road that was specifically meant for like ATVs. So I actually ended up backing up and turning around. And so what I ultimately did in that scenario, once I realized that DoorDash's GPS was fucking with me and sending me out to go fuckistan, that I decided, I'll bring up traditional Google Maps, and you put in the address manually on that, and guess what? It brought me to the right place. Fucking hell. And it was so far different from the place that I was being sent to, because I stopped halfway, mind you. I didn't actually make it to the place that they were sending me, because once I was on that ATV route, I was like, no, this isn't right. So yeah, I get the real directions and the real correct, accurate location, and bada bing, bada boom, I dropped it off. But it made me 20 plus minutes late because of that long ass detour, because of DoorDash, the app, the in-app GPS. So a remedy to that obviously is to just manually type in the address, because it could be the same address in-app and on Google Maps, and the in-app GPS will send you to go fuckistan, and the Google Maps traditional app will actually send you to the correct location. Now, don't get me wrong, even GPS on the traditional Google app will sometimes fuck with you too and send you to the wrong place or the wrong general area, but that is definitely a major factor for me because I am work ethic driven. I take anything that I am given to the utmost importance, as if it was life or death seriousness. So don't fuck around with any task that I am given, whether I'm being paid for it or not. If I am set to do something, I am going to do it. I'm going to do it correct, and I'm going to do it to the best of my ability in a timely fashion manner. So that is why I'm making this video. It's not so much even to defend myself, but for the people that are DoorDashing, because the person was trying to put the blame on the DoorDasher, the driver, but clearly didn't put these into the scenario, didn't think about this before posting it. So I just want to put that out there so it can be better understood that, look, there's a lot more that goes behind the scenes and a lot of other factors that play into why your food may be late. Now, don't get me wrong either. There are shitty workers with the opposite of my mind frame, right? That just want to and may even, tamper with the food or whatever. So I'm not saying that all DoorDash drivers are perfect by any means. Obviously, there are going to be some shitty ones. But just like at all workplaces, there will always be bad apples. That's just life. That's just how it is. But do not group all DoorDash drivers into one. Because there are people who are like me out there who do not fuck around by any means at all. Okay, so the other major complaint was that the food was ice cold, which of course correlates with being late. But the other, I guess, gripe that this person had was that the order was wrong. I can understand how frustrating that can be. I would be a bit bothered by that as well. But this is, again, not on the driver, the DoorDasher himself, his or herself. What happens is when you go as a DoorDasher, as a driver, to the establishment, say McDonald's, right? What they do is they pre-package everything and then they seal it. They actually put some seal on it. So as to basically say, hey, if the seal is broken, it's been tampered with. If it's not been tampered with, then it will stay as is. But in the process of doing this, this disables the DoorDasher, the driver, from being able to check if everything is in there, if the order is even correct or not. We just have to go on the assumption that McDonald's got the correct order. There's nothing we can do about it because either way we're fucked, right? If we go and look in there, we have to break the seal. And by breaking the seal, we have fucked ourselves because now the asshole can say, oh, it's been tampered with, right? And then get us in trouble. Now, on the same token, we don't check it, we deliver it, and then we get people that complain about it online or otherwise. So either way, the DoorDash driver gets fucked. We can't look to confirm it, and even if we do, for the sake of, say, making sure it's right, we're still getting fucked. It's a no-win situation for the driver because people are ignorant. But the more information that gets put out there, the better, obviously. So that's why I'm making this video, in hopes that whoever views it will have a better empathetic, sympathetic type of view towards the DoorDash driver himself. And kind of put into your head to give you the reminder that, hey, out of sight, out of mind's going on here. The traffic, the bad drivers, the waiting, long lines, etc. But anyways, as I was saying, McDonald's and many other places that you DoorDash at will have that seal. So you, the DoorDash driver, cannot confirm by any means that what is in that sealed off bag has the correct order or not. And as I was saying before, I cannot open it because that would be breaking the seal, which they specifically state if the seal is broken, call blah blah blah, it could be tampered with, blah blah blah. So to complain about getting the wrong order and blaming it on the DoorDash driver himself or herself is ignorant and very, very wrong. If you want to be mad at anyone, be mad at McDonald's. They were the ones that fucked up. be wrong at whatever establishment that you ordered at. They fucked up, not the DoorDash driver. Okay, and the rest basically was saying that the driver apparently had a bad attitude. So out of the entire post of complaints, gripes, and so on and so forth, the only thing, and I mean the only thing that could be stated that the actual DoorDash driver can be and would be and is at fault for is a shitty attitude. Because that obviously is not something you can blame on the establishment or blame on anything else. That is entirely on the DoorDasher to be polite, respectful, smiley, whatever. Professional, in other words. So that's the only thing that out of this entire bitching post of pure ignorance that she actually got correct was that. As a DoorDash driver, regardless if you went 45 minutes out of your way onto a fucking ATV trail or not, put that smile on, have a positive attitude, greet them with a smile and a howdy, how you doing? That's all on you. And if you can't do that, don't DoorDash. Do not drive as a DoorDash driver. You have to have competency in sociality, your social skills, your ability to communicate and be a professional and so on and so forth. If you can't simply put on a fake smile and a positive, hey, how you doing, or whatever, or even say, I'm sorry that it took so long to get it to you, something like that. If you can't do that, then don't fucking DoorDash. Don't have a shitty attitude. That I am with this poster on that 100%. Don't have a shitty attitude. So that said, I think I covered it pretty well with everything I wanted to get across and kind of give a reminder to give knowledge is power, man. The less ignorant you are, the better that you can view things. So until next time.